Bam! And just like that, we are live in studio, not any studio, the Newsstand Studio at iconic Rockefeller Center in the heart of New York City, center of the universe. What a time to be alive. And it's time to get real social with the Socias from the Tony-winning hit, The Outsiders, which I saw very recently. And it took me forever to see it because you can't get a ticket to the show, which you're all blushing over, which is exactly the correct response. And it is magnificent. And I love this angle that we've got today, that we've gathered the Socias together. So we're going to get a pretty unique and fun perspective on all of this today. So let's say hello to our trio here. We've got Kevin William Paul, who plays Big Bad Bob in The Outsiders. Broadway debut.
Yes. Broadway debut. Tell me about the call. I always love that. Where were you when the call came in? It was at 3:15.
Yeah.
The bloodiest mess I ever seen. Yeah. It's the quote from the show. Justice for Tulsa. No, it was. I was actually in the car with a mentor of mine. We were coming back from seeing a show downtown. He was kind enough to let me jump in his cab halfway there, and I was in the car. Hadn't heard anything for a little while. You know, I had done it in La Jolla, but then there were a lot of changes that were made with the cast. It wasn't just some set in stone, like, oh, everything's, all systems go. And then I got a ring from Ms. Danya Tamor. And
Direct.
Yes, the amazing director, collaborator, all of the things. And I was actually in Times Square in the cab. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, the phone rang, and I looked at my friend. I guess you guys don't understand. I looked at my friend and I said, oh my gosh, I'm getting out. Can I get out? And he was like, is it good? And I was like, I'm going. And then I was like, Danya? And I was like, I'm in Times Square.
Oh my gosh.
So I stepped out into Times Square, and then my agents messaged me after. Yeah, it was a wonderful experience.
I don't know that I've heard that story. I mean, first of all, how very Muppets Take Manhattan to get the call while you're in the middle of Times
really
Square.
fun. Yeah.
But also, it's always like the casting people are your agent who make that call. So the fact that you got the director to call you direct.
Yeah.
That's really cool and special.
She reached out to a good amount of us at different times. Yeah. It was really unique and really exciting.
That's also that time way back in the day when we did Wicked out of town in San Francisco. It is that weird period in between where you're like, yeah, I know we're going to Broadway and some, but then your brain starts to play tricks on you and tell you maybe there's other people in the mix, and I don't know.
Also, just to be frank, like, a lot of the cast changed.
Yeah.
We didn't know, so I've learned a lot about just the business and how a show will evolve also affects the casting,
Sure.
They were fantastic performers that are no longer with us, and now we have amazing performers that are, and before me, they were amazing people, and we're all just kind of different chemistry, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the shows change personality 360 in the course of development.
Yes.
And we'll get into that as we continue on into our conversation. Hello, Ms. Emma Pittman,
Hi.
Cherry Valance, who welcome back to the show because we had you on the show with Charlotte Dembois and Bianca Marroquin.
One of the coolest interviews of all time. The Roxys from all corners of the earth.
Crazy, right?
It was cool.
I feel like your life has been a crazy roller coaster ride since you won that contest.
100%. It was, I always say it's the coolest thing that ever happened to me because I got to meet so many people and I got to learn from so many icons. I mean, I learned from Anne Ranking before she passed away. She was on that judge panel and I got to do the material to her and she gave me notes and I was like, how can I be the biggest sponge of all time and just soak up everything that she gives? And she was so gracious and kind and positive and a light in the world that I know that everyone who knows her really close would have said if I had never met her. But it's been crazy since then.
Did you think when you were like, okay, well, I guess I'm starring on Broadway. This is my life now. Did you think you would continue to kind of have this wonderful success?
I was definitely grateful that was my introduction to getting into the business because I was excited to show them, like, yes, I won this contest, but also, like, I'm serious about this and this career.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget Barry Weissler, I might put in, he ran up to the stage when I finished and he goes, Emma, who knew? And then he goes, you knew. And I was like, I did. Barry, I did know. And so
Barry-
did Anne, and so did BB, and so did Bianca.
And quite honestly, Barry, you should have known.
But I was glad to have won him over because then
Yeah.
I got to be in the company again in the fall and play Annie, which was a part I had played in like my first summer stock job ever. And I
funny.
understudied Roxy. So it was awesome to learn from and be in the role, like be in Annie's role, watching Charlotte do it. And then at the end of my contract, as Roxy, I got to do it with Bianca as Velma. And I was just like,
That is wild.
craziest thing that's ever happened to me. That's what I say. It's unbelievable.
And now here you are in the Outsiders.
Yeah, I got to do Back to the Future in the middle, which was like such a gift. And I had the best time and I made some of the best friends. And I learned a lot about, what it takes to put a show up. And I think Back to the Future was like a soft introduction to what The Outsiders was going to be, because really Back to the Future was kind of a transfer from the UK. Like there wasn't a lot of like workshopping when it came to being in previews. Yeah, we were just teching most of previews. So to be a part of something that was being evolutioned as we went along was so cool. I've never been a part of something that was constantly being tweaked and created and morphing. And it still is. Even though the show is frozen, we're still finding things and it's still growing. And it's a testament to great writing.
Really? You find the little secrets that you didn't know were in there all along.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. I'm glad to have you back.
Thanks for
Dan
being here.
Barry.
Oh, yeah.
That confirmed. That's who you are?
That's right.
We all agree. Also, your Broadway debut.
It is, yeah.
And is this something you dreamed about since childhood?
I mean, I think so. I think when I was in 7th grade, my dad made me do the show, which was St. Louis. Meet me in St. Louis. And it was really fun. I had a great time. I didn't really think much of it, but then I just kept doing it every spring. And I got to high school and I was like, this is a lot of fun. And I think I'm just going to full send it. So I don't think if Broadway was ever like, that's what I have to do in order to like achieve this dream of mine. But it happened and I'm so happy that it did.
And what a way to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And we always like to say it's very different doing what you're doing right now than going into the 11th year cast of Cats. There's a different impact and kind of elevated experience when you're in a groundbreaking Tony-winning show like this. Let me ask the three of you, before The Outsiders, any contact? Did we know each other at all? Or we said hello in the rehearsal room? And
yeah, that was, I think, our first time meeting was the workshop, the like last workshop that they did before announcing the cast, which was in like October and September. And then
I remember I had some impressions though, like when I saw Emma come in, I was like, oh, she's on it. Like she's got it all together. You were like, I felt like you were like, I just did 2 shows and I started on this and now I'm gonna just sing this shit. Like in my mind, you were like coming in those first days and we're all like in there and you're like, all right, bring it on. And then I felt like with Dan, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, but you have to be my best friend now.
He sat right next to me first day and was
Didn't I say something like that? I was like, hi, we're gonna be friends.
oh my gosh, that's so elementary school lunchroom.
Wait, please.
Do you want to be my friend?
I don't know about you guys though.
I think I knew Emma from TikTok probably before I met her in real life, but I'm on theater TikTok,
Thank you for
I'm
following.
a theater kid. So,
Yeah.
So I think I knew her from that. So I was definitely intimidated by Emma, but I didn't know Kevin at all, but he was so nice off rip and we got along. And because of our relationship in the show too, we're always together. So it's great.
Right. When you first walked in, though, were you aware of who was who? Because it transferred over from the workshop, or did you?
I looked at him and I could tell that he was
a so.
he
I'm
was
so
Bob.
interested to know what that aura is that you saw. What color is that social aura?
I don't know. He's clean cut. He's very charismatic. He's got it all. But yeah, he's the Bob, the indefinite Bob.
It's a smile.
He's the Bob.
Yeah.
I'm the Bob. All right, listen, before we get into the full extent of our getting inside of The Outsiders, we like to play a game here at Ye Old Town Broadway Cast. And because we're in Tulsa, 1967, today's game is all about city songs and city musicals. So what I'm gonna do, are you nervous? I just saw you do like a shake it out.
I gotta get in the zone right now.
Get in the zone. All right. I want you to play for blood.
Okay.
Just like in the show. I'm going to give you a title of a song from a musical that involves an actual real life city. The first person to ding in, beep in, gets a chance to identify the musical. And then if you can sing 3 seconds of the song in question, there's a bonus point. And whoever has the most points by the end wins a prize you simply won't believe.
Oh my God, I can't wait. My heart is racing.
I don't understand the rules, but go.
There's no prize. All right. We begin. Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana. Indiana.
Yep. What's that from?
Buzz. Is it from
Buzz, that's great.
I was going
I'll
to say,
take
someone
Buzz,
has to
Buzz.
Is it
ding.
from Annie?
No, it's not from Annie.
No, it's not from Annie. Gary, Indiana.
Yeah,
Gary, Indiana.
Shirley Temple.
He's singing it.
White Christmas.
No.
It's not Annie, but it's like Annie adjacent, right?
It kind of is.
It's Annie like
There's
around the
kids.
same years.
There's
and
definitely kids.
It's Music Man.
That's the Music Man.
Congratulations. Kevin William
That
Paul,
was a
first on the
hard-
board.
There's kids.
That was a
Sheesh.
hard-won first point.
Yeah, that
Well
was
done.
hard.
And you got 2 points for singing.
Congratulations.
That's the last time you'll
what?
hear me count the points.
Okay.
Now, Dan, I want you to really listen up for this one. NYC.
Just
Is
got
it
here
about
this
you,
morning.
Emma?
Ding, Annie.
That's right,
Sorry to
Emma.
be.
Just got here
Sutton
this
Foster,
morning.
thank you very much.
Okay,
that
this
her or
one is
me?
really dependent on how I pronounce this, which should be a clue. Salt Lake City.
Ding, Book of Mormon.
Oh,
It's all about the ding, Kevin.
It's all
You got to
about
get
the
into the
ding.
I'm
ding.
gonna ding now.
Yeah.
all right. Well done. Emma's taking the lead.
I'm gonna ding.
No place like London.
That's Sweeney Todd.
Nice job. You didn't ding, but other than
I heard
Is it a vocal?
it was less ding, more thud,
Is it a
but I
vocal
got
ding? Is it a
it.
vocal ding? Okay, ding. You got it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm here.
correct, we have to get the
Excuse me,
pitch.
I'm not warm. All right, everyone's on the board. How exciting. Buenos Aires.
Ding,
produced.
Evita.
Evita is correct.
Thank
you were
you.
going to go with the producers, Kevin?
When they go on the trip to the place.
To the place
Where did they
that
go?
may have been Buenos Aires.
That wasn't when
Great, let's just move on.
they wear the shirt. The Havana.
Springtime for Hitler?
No.
Havana?
But it's
That's
not.
Guys and Dolls.
No. They go somewhere. Doesn't what's his name? The producers go somewhere. Never mind.
He goes to the middle of America, doesn't he, to meet the guy who writes the musical?
Don't cry for me.
Definitely not Argentina.
Leo goes somewhere, and then
Where
he goes
does
on
he
the
go?
trip with Ula.
We need someone to
All right,
fact check,
please.
please.
Yeah, please
Thank you.
write in
Yeah.
and let us
Comment
know.
down below.
Okay, comment
Emma's
below
destroying
the
us.
answer.
No, hold on.
She has like 4 points.
Next up, Kansas City.
I went to Kansas City on Friday, Oklahoma.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
right.
Dan.
Great.
Be happy.
No,
You
I'm not
have to
happy for
ding.
you.
I'm not going to say it again. We have
my
to
gosh.
ding.
Ding.
Thank
There
you,
is
Kevin.
unrest. This one's real good. Barcelona.
Ding, company.
That's right, Emma Pittman. Oh. Okay, now I want everyone to really lean in because this is going to be
I'm
the
excited.
fastest answer we're going to get. Good morning, Baltimore.
Ding. Hairspray.
That's right.
Wow, Dan.
Ding.
Ba-ding. I love a ba-ding.
Ba-ding.
Ba-ding-a-ding. Another easy one. Santa Fe.
Ding. Newsies.
That's correct.
Thank you, Bading. Very good.
We've been
Also
dinged together.
would have accepted rent.
Oh, fair enough.
You know.
Let's open up a restaurant
In Santa Fe.
That's a good one.
Oh,
That
so
is
good.
That is good.
It's one of my favorite musicals of all time. Depending on what day you ask me, that might be my favorite musical.
Okay,
but I'm
work.
of
How
that.
about today?
Today? Sure, today.
Okay,
Now it
good.
is. Yeah.
Work, right
in
now,
this
yeah.
moment. Because that's my era of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
being
So
a high
good.
schooler when that came out and
So
being like,
moody and beautiful.
I am gay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Streets of Dublin.
Ding.
Oh, I
I said ding.
You said ding.
It's the on the streets of Dublin.
That's right. It was beautiful.
Wait, what? It's not Titanic. It's
No.
not. Take it. I blanked.
I don't remember what it's called.
Gosh,
I know the
This
song.
is tricky. It's
It's
because
like
that's
a long phrase.
you know exactly it is.
It's
You're
a long
right.
phrase title.
It sure is.
Tell us, Ben. Tell us.
It's a man of no importance, and that's an Aarons and Flaherty's musical, which
Ragtime.
actually never played Broadway. It's been been off Broadway a couple times.
fierce.
Rival.
Manchester,
Manchester. England.
across the Atlantic Sea. Hair. That's exactly right.
Wow, nice work.
Oh, ding.
Thank you, Kevin
Hair.
William Paul. Thank you.
Apologies.
We'll cut that in.
He's dinging on the backside there, and that's acceptable.
It's the name of his next
Nicer
album.
in Nice. What a fun play on words. Nicer. It's nicer
Thinking
in Nice.
Light in the Piazza adjacent.
I'm thinking
This
like
is-
Why am I
Hard
thinking
to
anything
Penzance.
goes? Nothing is right about this.
school. This is real old. I'll give you a
Anything
hint.
good?
Julie Andrews.
Camelot?
No.
No.
Julie Andrews. Can you give us one more hint?
It's not your girlfriend. It's
My boyfriend.
That's right, the boyfriend. Well done.
I almost said your lady. So what does that mean?
Your lady.
Your lady?
These are good ones.
One night in Bangkok.
It's got to.
Oh.
One night in Bangkok and the
Oh.
world.
Helicopter?
Helicopter one.
Helicopter comes in.
No. But you're in the right region of the planet.
I'm in the army and
I'm trying to
Not
think
that
of-
one, no.
okay.
No. More, let's see. Not checkers, but
Chess.
chess from chess.
Ding,
That's right.
chess.
Okay. Let me guess it.
It's really about strategy. It's not
Correct.
really what you know. It's
gotta
how
listen to
you
more
play
musicals,
I
the
guess.
game. Now this one's for all of you. The heat is on.
In Saigon. Ding.
Yes.
Did you have it? Ding. Helicopter.
Saigon.
Ding,
Helicopter to
helicopter.
Saigon.
Because it's like
Helicopter.
Yeah.
We
Duh.
understand. We understand. My Petersburg.
Anastasia. Ding, Anastasia.
Ding, Anastasia.
Anastasia.
Do you know that? Because do you sing that song? Is
I
that
have
in your,
not personally.
Is that in your
but
rep?
I do, but I used to love it as a kid, but I never sang it.
As a
It's on the
kid,
no sing
you would
list, I'm pretty
crush
sure.
that, Dan.
Oh, thank you, no
You would
sing
crush
list.
that.
Oh, well, I just listen. Well, I loved it when I was a child. Oh, boy. And our last one, I want to go to Hollywood.
Who wants to go to Hollywood?
Oh.
That could be producers or ding producers.
I want to be that girl in the mirror there. I want to be that girl with golden hair up on the stage, anywhere in the world.
Oh my gosh.
Is it
I
like
want
Funny
to
Girl?
go to Hollywood.
Ah.
It's Grand Hotel.
Grand Hotel.
Wow, I would have
Grand
never
Hotel.
gotten that.
Yeah,
I know like
No,
two
that's
songs from
obscure.
Respectfully.
And
Those are great.
many
was an
decades
excellent-
before.
Yeah, I was a
Really good. Really
Thank you
good
so
game.
much.
I like
Thank
that
you.
a lot.
Chicago.
Really good.
That was
You
great,
did really
yeah.
well. Now you can let your blood
I don't
pressure.
think we did that well.
And I'm
but
like, I need to air out. Open the door.
together we did well.
Emma has 7,000 points.
Emma won.
Dan has
Emma.
1,600 points. And Kevin has 6,999
So
points.
close, so close.
So
Absolutely close.
Emma, you win the big prize, which is you get to play Cherry in The
Oh my
Outsiders on
gosh,
Broadway.
it's my dream come true.
It's
Thank you so
happening.
much.
We were playing for that. We could have gotten that.
Yeah, right.
You guys could have done that. I could have been
I would
Cherry.
have loved to win that
You're
game.
like, let's start from the beginning. But actually, let's start at the very beginning. Nobody gets to sit in rooms like this and have conversations about your journey on Broadway, and particularly in hit shows, without first being a theater kid. We got a little bit from Dan on when the theater bug bit ya, but or other bugs bit ya, Kevin. Now everyone's going to wonder what that meant for the rest of time.
Inside
So
jokes.
inside jokes, inside the Outsiders. Kevin, when did the theater bug bite you? When did you go? Was there something you saw and said, I want to do that? Or did you just trip and fell into the Outsiders?
That's funny because there's someone named Chip. In our show, there's a character named Chip. Yeah.
Right.
That's why it's funny.
I don't know why I'm explaining myself.
Hilarious. This is going to be one of those times where they're like, can you cut this out?
What is the universal sign for?
No, it's all gold. It's gold. Stick
We're
with it.
staying gold.
So
Staying gold.
I'll make this as concise as possible. So I was bitten like essentially I decided, hey, I want to potentially go to school for the year. Can I do this vibes? Can I make this a career around my junior year of high school? However, backing up all the way, growing up, all sides of my family, like grew up like divorced family, but like all sides, like everyone loved film, music, theater, travel, all those things. So it was like heavily supported and influenced and seen. I was in a house sort of like, do whatever you want. We support you, but as long as you take it seriously, as long as you put your all into it, we support you. Play soccer, do this. And then the other side of the answer is that my mother created like a children's theater performing arts center that kind of built as I grew. And so by the time I was in high school, it's more of what it is now, this full-fledged, lots of
Does she
teachers
still
and people.
run it?
Still runs it, called Starstruck Theater in South Florida. Yeah. And so I was exposed to that, but not forced to, thankfully, luckily. I was never like pressured to do anything. So it was like a lot of 3, 4, 5-year-old me sitting next to mom, directing, watching things go down, hearing the conversations about the parents and the kids and all the things, watching pros from New York and everything come in to do either master classes or things. So that was like the other side of that. So it's a really fantastic way to grow up. And then also, like when my sister got more into it for a little while, I like did my first show in like 7th, 8th grade. I did High School Musical. I was playing basketball in middle school. I was doing that.
Who were you?
I was going to say, who are you cast as? Be
let's get
honest.
into it.
Soaring.
You're lying.
Flying.
Oh,
Nice.
Cherry and Bob in another world.
I'm going to nod and smile like I know what that is.
Oh, so I played Troy, and I also
You played Troy, all right,
and I
there
also
it
was
is.
playing on the basketball team, and I
Wow.
felt like I was getting a lot of flack, getting made fun of a bit from my friends on the team for missing practice for the show.
But don't you get to play basketball in the show?
I did, and so
Played
that
the
was
show.
kind of that journey, and then fast forward to junior, senior year. Once I looked at my parents, I was like, "Can I do this?" And they said, "Well, you're going to need to kind of focus, take a lot of dance classes, take some acting and stuff away from us." And I applied to like Mish and NYU summer programs, and I got into both. And that kind of external, outside of my small town validation, gave me a little more of that confidence. Went to NYU and then went to Carnegie.
You went to Carnegie.
Yeah, Carnegie
okay.
Drama School. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Casual. Yeah,
Yeah,
why not?
amazing place. Very proud to have gone
people
there.
have heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Some people who are listening might know what it is.
might know CMU.
yeah. So that was the journey. Yeah.
Miss Emma,
Yeah.
when was it that the theater bug got you?
So I grew up dancing ever since I was 2. I was at a dance studio, but we didn't have the best like training. We just had a lot of passion and love. And so I got a little bit of all types of dance. And there were always numbers that I liked more than others and others that I was like, oh, this is just hard and kind of like boring, but I'll do it, whatever. And it wasn't until I moved to a new school in the 9th grade. And also it's important to note that my parents came home after going to New York City one summer and brought me Hairspray, Rent, and Wicked CDs. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Uh-huh.
Those, I literally
welcome.
burnt them out. I mean, like they were always in any sort of CD player, whether it was in my room or in the car.
Yeah.
I knew every word to everything. Should I have? Maybe not, but I did.
Oh, no, you should have.
I played every part.
Yeah.
I always skipped Sentimental Man respectfully. I think we all did.
We did, and track 2.
And so I knew that I loved the like music of theater. I like the idea of this like storytelling through song, but it wasn't until I had the chance to do it in the 9th grade. I auditioned we were doing The Wizard of Oz, and
Classic.
the choreographer is teaching us this dance for the jitterbug, and she's explaining the choreography from a storytelling perspective. Like, okay, what does that move mean if you're trying to get Dorothy over there, and then you run and do a leap, and then you get the lion on this side? And I was like, oh my God, you're so right. And what if? And then like I was just like, I went off. I fell in love, and that the jitterbug was the bug that bit me, and it was also who I was cast as. So
Let's go.
it was amazing.
That's not the case for a lot of dancers. A lot of dancers don't come to that particularly in their youth. That's something storytelling-wise, with the technique you have to evolve into.
Yeah, that
there's
was
a lot to think
something
about.
I was like, because like I said, where I grew up, the access, I'm from Mississippi, so the access to great arts education was minimum. And so I ended up, after that summer, like after that show in the 9th grade, I was like, this is the thing. And I know that I have a lot of passion for dance, so let me go work on my dance training to get really good at that.
Yeah.
And then I can learn as much as I can while I'm in high school. And I had a great high school teacher. Shout out to John Davenport. He gave us so many opportunities to build the set, create the costumes, direct, stage manage, choreograph in high school. So I was doing a little bit of everything. And then I ended up going to Wagner, where I like really honed in on my acting and my singing. And I knew that like those were the things I wanted to get up to my dance training by the time that I had gotten there.
Yeah, Wagner's a great school. for
Love
that.
me some Wagner.
Fun fact, many years ago, I taught at Wagner.
Oh, you got on the Staten Island Ferry.
I sure did. That was 2 hours there, 3 hours in a dance studio, and 2 hours back.
Oh, the aerobic studio, classic.
It was an aerobic studio,
Yes.
absolutely.
And you could overlook the water polo team
Yes,
as they're
you
practicing.
absolutely could.
It's the best. And we have the best women's water polo team. Shout out Wagner.
Wow.
They
What
always
a
win the championship. It's so
wow.
random.
What
Yeah.
a bizarre distinction on Staten Island. Dan, did you go to college for this
I did.
theater
I went
thing?
to the University of Oklahoma. Actually,
Oh, great.
Which is funny that
That's
the story
ironic.
takes place there. Yeah. But I think like I grew up in New York, like a little town called Poquay, which is like an hour north. So Broadway was not like super out of the way for me. So I saw enough shows growing up to get bit. Like I think Mary Poppins was my first one, and I saw her
Sick.
flying over us, and I was like, yeah, it's
That'll do.
Yeah, that's pretty
I think
sick.
I think
Yeah.
I shall enjoy doing that.
and also with Emma, like I went to a new school the year after I started doing shows, and the friend group was there, and it allowed me to like make friends easily, and it kind of just the same group went to high school, and then we were like, let's go to college, and then it just kind of
Yeah.
kept happening, and so yeah.
Yeah. Your theater friends are always your lifelong friends.
Correct.
That's the
100%.
deal. For any of you young people who are listening, stick
That's
with your
true.
theater friends. Your high school friends don't care about you.
Respectfully.
Respectfully. That's not true. Or is it? Do you, were you all familiar with the book? Was the book, The Outsiders, now we're going inside, was that part of a high school curriculum? Were you familiar with it? Had you read it before this came into your life?
It was, I think maybe it was like 7th or 8th grade we had to read it. I hated reading as a kid. I really did not like it. And assigned reading especially, because it was assigned. But I remember obviously did I read it fully, get every word? No. But I remember reading it and being like, oh, I kind of relate to this more than the other stuff. So the book report was a lot easier to do. But the movie was what I saw originally.
Okay, yeah.
And I fell in love with the movie because I love Patrick Swayze. I love all those actors.
Icons.
Yeah. And my mom is a huge Coppola fan too. So I loved the movie, and the book came out and I was like, oh, this is great. And then the musical came, and I knew what it was based on, but it tells it in a different way. And with music, obviously, it's completely different. So it kind of like reignited my flame for it. And I got to read the book again, fully this time. And I got to watch the movie again and just enjoy it for all it's given us.
You read it with action, with attention being paid.
Exactly,
Absolutely. How about you guys?
Yeah, I definitely read the book somewhere in high school, and I remember we also did a play version of this. There's a play version of The Outsiders that we did for a competition piece when I was in high school, and I wanted to be Cherry so bad.
No way.
But I was in the 10th grade, and the girl who played Cherry was in the 12th grade.
Politics.
But I did play Marcia. And so I got to be her best friend. I got to be in love with her from afar, and just admire all that she does and who she was and how she inspires Marcia to kind of question and be like that person that's in the middle. But so to have the chance to even just I remember getting the audition and being like, yes, this is the stuff that I want to do. Like this girl, I get her. There's something about it. Like even if I don't get it, I love Miss Cherry. I honor who I believe that she is in the book. Like there's not a lot of text to her and there's not a lot of screen time to her in the movie, but the impact that she has on Ponyboy is like, I mean, it just cuts through the whole play, cuts through the whole movie, cuts through the whole book. And that's the Cherry that I love. And so I was excited to give her the chance to have, my version of that because I had seen it since the first time that I had ever read it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That you had done the play.
Yeah.
I also was like yesterday's years old when I realized that they are doing a play in Chicago.
Yeah, so
version of
amazing.
The Outsiders, which is apparently selling out because I guess everybody thinks it's the musical.
Everybody's like, wait,
No,
yes.
I made that part up. But
That's funny.
were you familiar with the book?
Yes, I read it in 8th grade. I remember it was Pat Stewart's class. Great English teacher at the Pine School. It was my first year there. I had switched from a public school.
Okay, yeah.
My first time at a smaller private school. A lot of the kids already knew each other. And I remember we were reading that and also that semester learning about what the Iditarod, which is like sled dogs racing.
Yeah.
And I found both fascinating. And what I loved about The Outsiders was just how like aesthetically, that wasn't a hip word back then, but we digress.
It is now.
Yeah, it is now. And I try not to say it too much. But aesthetically,
you sound smart.
Just to say, right? Like it's like maybe my apartment is aesthetic.
Well, what is your aesthetic?
What is the vibe, bro? I liked the color scheme and like I really did. I didn't know what it was, but like I was attracted to kind of the tone and the colors and images. The story was great. I loved reading and movies and everything growing up, so I was always down for that. It was one of my favorite classes. And I always got like Dally and Derry mixed up because the names were so similar on the test.
That's so fair.
I still feel like halfway through La Jolla, I was like, okay, I got it.
That's why it's important that his name is Daryl and not Derry in the play to me. Because I have the same. Dally, I'm like, which one is that?
Right,
brother. Got it.
But like Cherry and Bob, I don't mix those up as much.
Thank goodness.
So it's like, So it's like, It was cool, and I enjoyed it. It was a great book, and I feel like it also was nice reading about that, being a new kid at the school.
Sure.
And feeling connected to it. And then I loved the movie, and we got to meet Matt Dillon, and I was like,
Oh, did you really?
I like.
When did Matt Dillon come around?
He was so.
Oh my God, and Francis Coppola.
Everyone, Francis Coppola.
Oh, of course they did.
Matt was
Yeah, it was
so
awesome.
kind. He stayed, he chilled with us, he looked us in the eye, he took time. Like, it was a really genuine interaction.
Was that in New York? Was
Yes,
Yeah,
that?
when
came to the
he came to see the show, like
Opening night?
quite soon after we opened, I believe. I don't remember if it was after the Tonys. I'm going to be so honest.
It was
I don't.
pre-Tonys,
I think it was
after
pre-Tonys
opening.
as well. And you could, like you said, you could just see that like this this book means so much to young people, and he was like a kid. Everybody who was in that movie was a kid.
We were introduced to a lot of those people.
Yes,
in that movie.
I mean, brand new little babies coming into this industry, doing this book, doing this film that is about young people. And you could tell after watching him watch the musical that he was like, yes, this is the next iteration of this thing that meant a lot to me and has meant a lot to the fans and also his career. And it was really beautiful to see him take us all in and just like admire the work, I think.
I also read, I love reading biographies of people, and I read a Rob Lowe book they'd written, and he talked all about The Outsiders in it. And this was before I actually was reading it. My buddy Zach sent it to me, and I was reading it this summer. I started going in for The Outsiders for La Jolla. I'm actually putting that together now, but that was really fun too, reading all of the stories and the competition of they had them all, like it was like a Slaughterfest all in the same room for hours. And supposedly Coppola had them reading all the different parts. He told us.
really?
I was going to say, he told us that. And it's funny that you say it was like a slaughter, because I feel that for me and for the kids, it's more of like a chance to play, like a freedom of like, okay, well, you read it, then I read it, and then you read it. And it's less like you're alone in a room with a bunch of adults and you're like, and then my mom said, you know what I mean? Like with the shaking paper. I think there was a world where it like allowed them to take a deep breath together. At least that's what it seemed like when Coppola told
when I
us.
read the book, it just seemed like it was like so tense. And they were like going for it. And they're like,
Maybe
well, I
for
was
him,
reading that role 4 times. And now you're reading
Hunger Games.
You know what I mean?
Like, I don't
it
even
was
know
the
what I
Hunger
want
Games.
anymore.
Well, what was this show is so uniquely physical. There is a lot of dance that we don't often see on Broadway that is incredibly physical. There's just so much to it, and the acting and the storytelling. And what was the audition like? I'm trying to wrap my brain around what hoops did you have to jump through? Was it a slaughterhouse?
I was going to say, I
as
hear
well?
people giggling.
I had the least amount of hoops, I think. Maybe. Because I was like
same.
one of the last people to join. So I left college in May, and then over the summer, I think like maybe early September, I got a self-tape for Paul understudy Daryl Soda Pop. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So I just kind of sent it in, and then I got another one. I think it was like 3 tapes and then 4 in person or something. So it was a lot of meetings, but I was just home from the summer after college. So I was just kind of chilling, going down on the weekends. Yeah,
It's amazing.
But it was really fun, and everyone was so nice. Danya was so sweet. And I remember that was like, I think it had happened at a point where I was kind of like, I had gotten a lot of no's over the summer, and I was okay, this is just part of the job. I'm just going to keep like just bouncing back. And I just kind of went, and I didn't really want to go because I didn't want to drive into the city that day, but I did it. And I was like, let's just have fun. And Danya met me, and I was the first time I'd ever entered like a Broadway room before. And she was so kind, and I was nervous. I was expecting, I don't know what I was expecting, but she was so sweet and like sat me down and got to know me first.
Oh, wow.
And then I did the material. So off the bat, I was like, this is already a great experience, and I hope that I can continue to go back. And I kept doing the callbacks and just having more fun every time. So
were they making you dance an awful lot?
I only sent it, thankfully, I only sent in a fight call. So I didn't do anything in person. I was one of the last ones, bro.
I would like to see the fight call footage. Send it to me, Rachel.
It was me in like an old studio near my house, and I was just like swinging at the air. But
They had sorry, go ahead.
No, I have to. You put a self-tape of you fighting no one?
And we'll link it below this
I can send it.
podcast. It will be in the link description.
Go into the comment section and you can watch.
act like
shadow
they were
boxing.
act like it's raining. So I was like, wiping my eye.
Dan, you have to send this, please.
Oh
You
my
have to.
God.
I can't. I don't know where it is. It's gone. It's gone, guys.
You know exactly where that
it's
is.
on
You
an
just don't want to
unlisted
tell
YouTube
us
link,
where that
correct.
is.
But it was a really fun experience. I had a great time. And they didn't make me dance at all before I got there, like actually dance. So
Well,
Your fighting was just so good. They were like,
I
that'll
guess-
do.
They were like, clearly. he knows
Oh yeah,
how to
he
move.
went to a good school. He's fine, but
That's incredible.
But I became such a greater dancer on this show because I get to understudy two of the greasers too. So I got to learn so many awesome dances, and I love the choreo in the show. It's so like grounded and unique in its own world. So I always have a great time doing it.
And you're really good at it.
Oh my gosh.
You were delicious. Like, I remember the first time you ever went out for soda pop, I was like, okay, Dan Barry with the moves.
you.
Hold on.
Here's your 20.
Yeah, right. And that's what he paid me to say.
What you don't know is Emma is also Dan's agent.
Yeah. She's like,
Yeah,
Side
I'm like,
hustle.
What
What
about
did they
you?
put you? Y'all guys.
Me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, they had Jason, Brent, and I in a room with another like 40, 50 guys sweating like crazy for like a
Incredible.
good 2 or 3 hours.
Sure.
And like
What was the combo?
it was a heightened version, more dancey of the Rumble.
Oh.
Like it had fighting in it. But then there was like throw, spin into a tour, then like come down to the ground. Like it was kind of like a
Work.
combination-y thing.
Sure.
And they had two different dances that we were doing too. Like one was more of the da-da, da-da thing. And then one was more of like the lyrical, like dancey element of it. And it was just funny because like at that point we were already well into callbacks. So this was like the next stage. And we all like relatively looked kind of the same. We're all relatively wearing the same gray tank top with the black shorts and the sneakers and eyeing each other and being like, okay, and going in groups. And I remember there was this one guy who was just exceptional. He was so good. And I was in the group with him and I was like, great. Like, great.
No,
Like, I'm
perfect.
gonna-
They won't see me.
I was like,
Amazing.
but actually, it's just
And
like,
then somehow, strangely, he slipped on some marbles.
I know. Wait,
that
actually,
appeared on the floor.
I was wrong. He was in the group before me, but when I went,
you're fine, you're
he
fine.
gave me like a nod,
luck.
like he was like, no. After he was not, he was nice. He was like, nice work. And I remember I was like,
You noticed me?
because I thought he was so good.
Oh my gosh.
He was. I think he works a lot on
That's
Broadway
awesome.
stuff. So
Do you
like,
know this person's name?
no, I think the guys actually know because I've told some of the guys this story and like, oh, it had to be. Like, I can't remember his name. He had like, and he
Derek
had like his
Kleta.
hair, like his chest hair was like popping out, and he had like a little thing, and he was just like
Tyler
in-
Haynes? Why do
No.
I feel like it's
Oh my
Tyler
God.
Haynes?
Yeah. What about
I'm gonna find
Timothy
out.
Stop
Hughes?
Broadway Boys.
I'm gonna
Oh.
find out.
Was it Timothy Hughes? Was he really tall?
Really tall?
No, it was like 5'9", 5'10", pretty jacked.
If this was
athletic
you,
build.
please comment down below.
Absolutely.
Yeah, actually,
We want to
like,
find you.
he was fantastic. He was fantastic.
But you got the
I don't think no because Jason and Brent, like we were all in there going in for slight variations of things, and I was called in for like 5 different roles in my final callback.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't
okay.
in for
That's
Bob
cool.
initially because initially the show was already cast, so I was going in for like understudies and things, and then like kind of last minute they were like Bob and Cop, and I think Jason was going in for Bob and Cop, and then he switched because then someone who was playing Soda is now playing Pony. It just like kept switching throughout it.
interesting,
And
yeah.
then Brent in that call originally was playing Paul. And so yeah, and that my final callback, I literally had like a overshirt, a bandana thing, so I could switch from Greaser to Soch in my head. So like for Greaser, I would take out my bandana, kind of like, like this, and then like do it. And then for Soch, I'd put on like my Havana shirt, and I'd be like, "Here we go." I think they got a kick out of that.
I'm going to get a kick out of it. I can tell you right now that if I saw somebody in a room like, I'm Prison Mike, I'm going to...
It was literally it was literally like Paul, Daryl, Bob, Cop. Like it was a lot of roles. You know what I mean? I don't
And
know.
well, whatever your Bob Havana shirts worked out in the end.
Worked out.
I was just having fun with it. But Danya, to reiterate, Danya was fantastic in the room. Never had an experience like that with anyone in room. She was fantastic, and they created a really nice environment, and it was really fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did they put you through?
I was going to say, I also had a very similar, like, Dan-ish type of story for my audition because I had sprained my ankle in Back to the Future when I was auditioning. And so I couldn't come into the dance calls because I was still healing. And I felt really bad. And I was like, thankfully, shout out to our amazing casting director who vouched for me and was like, no, I promise, she can move. She can kick her face. She can dance around a little bit. And I'm also so thankful to the Coopermans for just blindly believing that and trusting it. And they cast me in the 2 workshops that we did. One was a reading and one was also a movement workshop. And that was the first time that they really got to see me move. And I was like so grateful to have that little extra chance to show them after having kind of actually healed to the point of dancing again.
Yeah.
But yeah, the audition process was like Dan and Kevin said, we walked into a room and there was a chair in the middle of the room. And they were like, have a seat. And we were like, have a seat. Okay. I'm sweating, but sure.
You're like, did I make the top 20? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And Danya's just sitting across. She's like, so, tell me about yourself. I love your shoes. They're so cute. I'm like, oh, I actually got them when I was working on a cruise ship. And that's when I realized I didn't want to do cruise ships because I love New York City and I miss home. And oh, that's so cool. And I'm just curious, how do you know about The Outsiders? I'm like, oh, well, and I told her the whole story about how we read it and how I did the play and I played Marcia, but I love Cherry. And so to be here is really cool. And she's like, that's so awesome. And we literally just chatted. Like we just got to know each other and the conversation was not an interview. It was a conversation, just a getting to know you. And then they were like, okay, let's try the material. And that allowed, at least for me, I can only speak for me, but that allowed the nerves to be so low then, which was super helpful, I think, to getting to the actual workshopping part of the audition. So much of the writing, I remember for Cherry specifically, I wanted to achieve so much in this great writing. And I wanted to portray the emotions that I felt were put into the words. And Danya was so patient with me and worked with me to just allow myself to be a kid and for it to just be I just remember her always being shrugging at me, being like, what if it was just that's just how it is, man. And I was like, so much
I have this
better.
vision board.
No, correct. I'm I had all these thoughts and these feelings and they're still there.
Yeah.
But it's in the writing. It's it was such a great test to the great writing, to just allow the words and the music to do it and me to just be a vessel and say it. And that was it. And it was awesome. Yeah.
Trust the material.
Oh, it's so good.
As they say.
As they say.
There's a lot going on in the show as there is fire and
Correct.
there is rain and there is whatever that crazy stuff is on the floor that flies around all the time. What is that?
Her government name is EPDM.
Okay.
But it's basically just rubber tire all shredded up into little pellets on the floor.
Yep.
And is it obviously you can move efficiently and safely on it?
It's very bouncy. It's very I would use the word buoyant. I think to dance on it is actually very comfortable. When you dance on a floor that is sprung versus one that is there's concrete underneath.
100%.
It's imagine the sprung floor, but if it was just in pieces. It sounds more dangerous and it's only a little bit crazier when it's wet. But thankfully after the rain, there's not much dancing left. So there's a little less time for accidents and slips and falls. But I actually think it's kind of comfy to dance on.
Do you love it?
I love it. You can write in it.
Do you guys write little messages to each other?
When you're playing a show, especially when you're kind of circling around a greaser or something, there's just so many opportunities to make cool patterns and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of love.
I didn't know that you
I don't miss a wooden stage at all. I love it. It makes me feel like I'm right in Tulsa, I'm right in the world.
The visual effect of it is so unbelievably cool, and it kind of grabs you by the throat right off the bat. It's it elevates where it makes it feel dangerous and alive and outdoors.
Yes, I was gonna say real, like you're saying, it gives that dirt outside feel,
dirt.
and you're just ugh.
For sure.
Do you remember kind of teching in these elements, being in the rehearsal studio and then getting into tech, and we've got to add the fire, and we've got to add the rain, and we've got to add the splash and the and all of it?
I mean, none of us are in the fire, actually.
I was going to say, from an audience perspective.
Fire looks awesome.
Right, it looks amazing. I remember being in the audience, in the second row when they first ran the fire, and I was like, that is terrifying. I feel like I have no eyebrows now. That is amazing. And to see, I don't know what it's like to be up there with it because I'm not.
Yeah. But we know it's safe. We know they have fireproof clothing
They
on.
do.
Oh, they do? Oh, that's wise.
Yeah,
okay, I'm glad to hear
100%.
that.
And our Sebastian, our pyro person, is always there taking care of them and making sure the rain is running and relatively warm and making sure they know if fire is not going to go off so that nobody's like panicked that it's going to go off halfway through or anything. We have excellent communication from our team to make sure everybody feels extra super safe.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask this for Danny here, our producer who you can't see on the screen. He's dying to know what exactly is inside the big tire. Oh, he asked us yesterday. He wanted me to ask this.
Great question. It's a pit of nothingness.
Yeah, there's hot water in it.
There's hot water in like a bowl, in a basin?
It's basically, from what I understand, it is a tire that just the bottom, it just continues like a big bowl. So it doesn't come in any smaller, or it is exactly how you imagine it. Just the floor is also rubber, and they fill it up with piping hot water at the top of the show, like at the top of the preset. And he gets his head dunked in it for real. It gets splashed around. They drop the book in it. And then they also cover it up for the vigil. They put a little like wooden panel over it, and we cover it with a sheet.
So in the creation process of this, I can't help but think with the division of socias and greasers, it all feels, you can't help but think of West Side Story, right?
Yeah.
And it makes me think about the famous Jerome Robbins West Side Story, where he would not allow the Sharks and the Jets to interact with each other during rehearsals.
That's exactly how it is.
That's a famous thing, that they were not allowed to deal with each other except when they were on stage raging. How do you guys find that dynamics, and did you put any sort of methodology in place to achieve
I would also say Coppola said that he did that with the kids on set as well.
Oh, yeah.
He made sure the socias were in a nicer place and the greasers were put in like the bottom of someone's house. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Cuckoo.
Oh
Thankfully, we didn't have that.
We had the exact opposite experience. I feel like from day one, like Danya, like the trust in that group of people, of actors and creatives, like was so important. And from day one, it was like, we're going to break down every barrier, every wall possible and get to know each other on a deeper level. And I feel like it's more fun when we're like really friendly off stage too, because then the violence or the making fun of people on stage is so much more fun. And it's like, it's nothing's too serious, and we can really play with those boundaries and everything every night. And it just makes like that drive-in sequence, especially when we're all on stage together for a long time, like that's my favorite part of the whole show, because it's just like improv galore. And
I was going to say, what are some of the things that we're not hearing?
Bless you.
For both of you though, it's interesting. Dan, you get to play greasers as well. Yep. I know we've talked about this, and I think that's really interesting how you live in both worlds.
True.
And for you being almost this conduit between both worlds, like I am the far end of my world.
You're Darth Vader.
You know?
Correct.
Or
down
like
to the breathing.
Anakin right before he becomes Vader, because he still looks like a human. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I love it.
I see it all so clearly now. No, but that's actually, I'm glad you brought that up. That is actually on our list of questions that I wanted to kind of talk to Dan about, is the living in both worlds when you're on for different roles.
It's awesome. I think in the rehearsal process, I was pretty much just a soc, just because I had to learn my part first.
Yeah.
So I kind of learned the greaser side of it while it was kind of already up and running. So I kind of like got jumped in here and there. But I love both sides. I mean, I think when I play a greaser, it kind of tunes me into the show a bit more, because the soc is just going out there and having fun and dancing and singing and having a good time. But the greasers have a lot of that emotional weight. So I love doing it. It really centers me about what the story we're telling every so often. So when I play Paul again, I can be like, oh, this is amazing. I'm so glad that like I get to play this part and build this part. It's awesome.
It's also very interesting. It's to what you just said. Like, I've always felt like since La Jolla, like understanding the function of like what different people, how different people service and group service a story. Like, it's very much to me that the greasers are receiving the story and the socias are slicing in. Like it's my job to make something happen and come in halfway through a moment and then shift something to change the gear. And the greasers a lot of times are responding and reacting to that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's like in a movie, like you have your lead central person who's reacting to everything around them, and then people coming in and poking and prodding, and then gets the hero to where they're going. But I've always found that's really interesting and frankly not always the easiest. You know what I mean? On either side. But especially, you know, like I had a lot of conversations with Danya, like how do you kind of come in halfway, already half baked, and like it's not always in the writing. Sometimes the scene already starts at these stakes. We don't have necessarily this whole build up to get there. We have 2 minutes to go from zero to hero, 2 minutes to make a lot happen. Whereas a different person might have 7 minutes, 10 minutes to slowly find their way to making that happen. And I won't say, but like I always make a joke with Emma about a singing moment that I feel that way, even technically. Sometimes there's moments where it's like, coming right in. If you want to share, you can. But like it was something I didn't expect in the process. That's been a great challenge.
So to that end, do you find kind of before your entrances, you got to psych yourself up and
Kevin William Paul is the man of psyching himself up into a
Explain
scene.
this to me. Explain what this looks like.
I don't want you can do it.
Well, I can say as Kevin William Paul's partner in the play.
We have fun in the car.
It's really cool to watch him gear up to get into those moments because I think that Cherry has a very similar, like we have a very similar track in the sense that we come into a moment with our own, like we did our whole thing off stage that they're not seeing, and we have to bring that into the room. A great example for me is like coming into Hopeless War. Like Bob is dead, and also I just found Johnny and Ponyboy in this hospital. How did I find them? And now Dallas is there. It's like there's so much that, and she just walks into the room, and you're just like, oh, where were you, girl? You know,
Sucking on a lozenge.
just
passing by.
relaxing, having a cocktail outside. No, but it's really cool to. I've seen you gear up for the Rumble. I've seen you gear up. I can hear you gear up for the breakup scene, like getting into the drive-in, like bringing in that energy, and I think it's vital, and people can feel it in the house. It's important.
I think because you do a lot of it is really so heightened.
It is,
I mean, you're burning really hot.
It is.
And that's got to take a toll too, because you come in and you got to hit it that hard that quickly. But I want to know specifics, like you jumping up and down in the wings,
Yes.
and like punching a punching bag. And
It's anything through the spectrum. It's either incredibly the basic jokey, funny, acty stuff you would imagine, like pound your chest, just physical things.
Yeah.
Or it'll be totally on this end, which I don't know if people like know. It'll be like headphones in, locked in imagination, just stuff. But like, I just take whatever. And then sometimes it's actually joking around. It's like there's an impulse and someone's doing something, we're in a corner. Like, I will take anything and everything to be able to service what is needed.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's going, I'm tired and I'm feeling nothing. What's that song? It's like nothing. I'm feeling nothing.
Yeah,
And like,
chorus line.
but then it's the trusting of that. It's just trusting that and trusting in the work and the words and going, wow, we're doing this a couple hundred freaking times. So
200
I'm feeling,
yeah,
I'm feeling nothing. And that's a lot of times my favorite. I'm like telling my secret. That's almost my favorite.
Way to go into it.
I love it when I actually, but I can't fake it. I can't be like, I'm feeling nothing today if stuff's going on.
Yeah.
But if I genuinely am like, oh God, then I just go, stay as present as ever. Because no matter what prep I do, I let it all go the second I walk out. I'm just there with them.
Yeah.
But like, if it's really like that, and then I walk out and that's when I really get surprised. And then these fantastic artists here will just hit me with this or go over this. And I'll be like, whoa, what is that tear?
Yeah.
Or like, oh, what's that line he drew in the sand? I'm going to look for that now,
Yeah.
Dad. Like, I'm going to look for that, you know?
I have to ask then, do you find within your company or maybe within the socias, do you guys throw curveballs at each other fairly frequently?
I
Do
was gonna say,
you try to find a rhythm that you adhere to?
I was going to say, I don't know that we do it like intentionally to like throw someone. I literally think that we just are, the writing is good enough for us to just try something new every night.
Tape, Emma. The tape.
Oh my
That's how you
gosh.
forget.
I will never forget one time
Yes.
Kevin William Paul in his gearing up for coming into the breakup rubbed up against a piece of masking, a piece of
Yellow.
a piece of beautiful
It's like spike tape kind
yeah,
of deal?
so there was
Neon yellow
spike tape
tape.
on the masking.
It was on a curtain.
And it was all the way bright yellow from his shoulder all the way down to his mid forearm, and he didn't see it. And I saw all of these socias behind him like like biting their lips, their tongues, anything they could onto. They were like, that's funny, number one. Number two, I'm not touching him because he comes in and he is on one. Like I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, he's coming in at least at a 9 in that moment. Yeah. And I knew that I was the only person who would have permission in like the Bob and Cherry relationship to touch him. So when I say something, I'm like, how much have you had to drink? I rip it. I'm like, oh my God, look at how much have you had to drink? And I rip it off and I crumble it up. I'm holding it in my hand like, what is this? Like when you're masking tape. It was
great.
Crazy.
It was a great scene.
Correct. It was great.
And I was shocked. I was like,
I was like, it happened. The same thing happened to me. Luckily, I was in the background, but I got tape on my jacket
too.
Yeah. So something's going on with the tape backstage.
I figured out what it was.
Should you guys be walking that close to walls?
Yes, and that's what I've been saying.
It's on the. No, I rub up against it. No, it's on the curtain.
Scratch.
It's on the curtain. So sometimes their jobs, what they're doing backstage, like they're replacing this tape. Like the specificity of what they have to do all the time. So like one of the things, sometimes just a bit of the tape, it's like a line on a curtain, on a soft curtain, and it'll just slightly peel. And if you're just leaning like this,
it's coming with you.
It's a part of you.
Everybody wants to be on Broadway.
Everybody, honey, that tape was
glow tape.
This is my moment.
But you're also like Sherlock Holmes out there. Like you're a detective with finding.
Oh, it's my favorite. It's
like a side job for you.
Oh my God, I love it. I love seeing something on the stage and picking it up and being the person that comes off stage. And I'm like, I found this pen in the dirt. See ya. And I just skip away.
I'm not here to give any notes, but someone left this pen on stage.
It's not my pen, but I'm grateful to retrieve it for you.
It really does feel
love it.
Good. You feel like you're like the good student,
no,
right?
I literally like it's the best. It's the best feeling.
I feel like asking the dance captain, like, not for me, but it's on 7, right?
But I'm always like, I just want to make sure for me because it's possible that I'm wrong. Yeah. There's a high possibility. Oh, I love it.
Rumble. Talk Rumble to me.
Talk Rumble.
Are you not in the Rumble?
I'm in half of the Rumble.
You're in half of the Rumble.
He's like core of the Rumble.
I'm in no Rumble.
You're no Rumbling principal.
I wish you knew High School Musical so I can make this
Rumble.
reference.
I don't know it.
You're principal, dancer, core member of the Rumble. I think one of my apprentice. What do they call it?
The apprentice of the Rumble?
What do they say in ballet? He's like core member, principal. Like he is.
He's a principal.
You're
a principal Rumbler.
And I'm a company member of the Rumble.
Okay.
I'm newer. Yeah.
Rumble's great.
In disguise.
I love the Rumble.
And just... I don't know if this is telling secrets of stagecraft, but I feel like there are other actors in the Rumble. There are some ladies up there as well. Yeah, absolutely. I caught that. Yeah,
drag and
which I love because it gives it great.
Sarah Grace, they are both
Sergey and Melvin. Thank you.
That's Sergey and Melvin.
They named their boys.
Yes.
Oh wow.
They're
and
really
they're
good.
on what side?
They're socials.
Sergey and Melvin are both socials.
Yes.
We need everyone we could get.
Because respectfully, they outnumber
you're down
them.
a guy.
Yeah.
You're down
Correct.
a guy. Tell me about this is kind of the piece de resistance of the piece as far as impact goes visually, and everyone's obsessed with it. And you know, when I saw it, and I'm assuming this happens most nights when you do it, the crowd goes on and on and on.
Well, there are some fun nights where it goes black and everyone's like
silent.
They don't know what to do.
Yeah. I was gonna say those are my favorite.
I like it too. It was like it really hit tonight.
The night that I was there, it was like I thought we were all going to stand. It was just one of those
it's amazing.
rolling ovations.
It feels that way when you're doing it too.
Yeah.
I will say it feels cool. Like it really does. Like I think a lot of it happened in La Jolla, so I kind of joined there. Like this is what you're doing.
Okay,
and
this is your part.
Yeah, exactly. So the only really like outside of my world of acting, it was the rain. I wasn't sure how that was going to feel, and it feels really weird the first few times, like being in full costume in your mic, and you're like, "There's water on me. What's going on?" But eventually, you kind of get used to it, and now we found like this great rhythm to it, where every night is a little different, but it's so fun. Like there's so much energy and safety too. I think we're talking about how like we all love each other so much, so everything we're doing out there, no matter how violent it might look, it's like, you good? You good? Okay.
Yeah.
Like everything, we're checking in constantly. So
do you do a fight call every day?
Yes.
We do.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
It starts at 5:45 for a 7 o'clock curtain.
Okay.
And it finishes around like 6:10.
No.
That's intense. And do you run it with all the technical elements? No. Okay. Just to make sure, because that's got to be really daunting if you're a swing and you're going in for that.
That's a great thing that you just brought up, because someone is going in for a different part this evening than they usually play.
I got the text while we were doing this. I'm going on for Soda Pop tonight.
Oh,
yeah. So
friends.
I gotta practice.
Are you recalibrating in your brain?
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I've done it enough where it's normal for me. But
You're gonna start humming and vocals.
But yeah, the rumble can be really hard. I think for all our swings that go on, the rain is the only element they don't touch until the performance.
You're doing the play.
So even when we do put-ins and stuff, we don't do rain. So I think it's, take it slow.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say is just take it slow.
I'm gonna miss you tonight. It always breaks my heart a little bit because
they're best friends.
we're best friends.
We share a dressing room, and when I go on,
You're best friends, but you're real jerky.
We're very antagonistic to each other, and like we're constantly in play fights, aren't we?
Exactly.
Yeah.
For the characters.
Yeah. Well, carry it on to the same. It's method once again. Once again, it's incredibly method. Oh, I have so many questions. We don't have time, so we're just gonna have to narrow it down right now. What are you hoping that audiences leave with after they see this show? The impact is so great.
Cork in the eye.
Huh?
Cork in their eye.
Cork in their eye. Oh my
God.
Do you know how much they would love that? They would never wash that again.
I had someone come out with a beautiful trench coat. It was this woman and her daughter. They were dressed impeccably. I don't know if they probably showed you guys a few days ago. And this girl in this beautiful trench coat, splattered in blood, and they had smiles on their faces. And I was like, I am so like,
it's incredible.
Like fashion. And they were like, we love it. Can we take a photo next to
People
this?
came in ponchos too.
Did they really?
Oh my gosh, we'll never forget. There was like 4 people in yellow ponchos, sunglasses, and masks, and they were like, "We're ready."
We're ready.
Like,
Oh my gosh, it's like you're in the splash zone
it
at
was incredible.
SeaWorld.
Yeah.
What have you heard at the stage door that has impacted you from audience members?
That's my favorite part, I think. Like when people are like, this show is so hard, this show is so sad, how do you do it? For me personally, it's the stage door. That's the thing that always makes me like it's like a light switch. Being able to be out there and meeting people who it's their first musical ever. And I'm like, oh, that's so special. You shared that with us. And then it's people who are like, I'm an English teacher. I've been teaching this book for 20 years and you guys did. And they're like crying. They're like, I can't wait to go back to my kids and play this music. And you're just like, and then you've just got people who are like little babies that are like, this was cool.
Yeah, flashing lights.
You were pretty good. And you're like, wow, it just, any fan interaction is to me like the thing that makes it so worth it. It's so special.
Yeah, and people are nuts. I mean, the fandom of the show
they make us things
and it's growing.
Oh my gosh, yes, it never ends. We have 17 million friendship bracelets. I think that's important to
Dan,
know.
isn't the ring you're wearing?
Yeah, I got a ring from a fan.
That's so
It was
cool.
incredible.
That they made?
What does it say?
That's so cool.
It's like stuffed animal sloths. I mean,
oh my God, yeah.
I don't even know how they found that.
Well, it's because I talk about it on my vlog.
Oh yeah, that I watch religiously.
Yes, thank you for watching.
Thanks for viewing. No, that was incredible, and we have a thing with. Oh, that could be our secret. You can talk about it on the blog?
No, it's
outed.
It's something that, I like to talk about it when people, again, similar to the like, it's really hard. How do you not take it with you? We have this amazing intimacy coordinator. Her name's Ann James. And she was like, you guys need to have check-ins off stage so that you, Emma, and Kevin William Paul can go, we're good, and not have the Cherry and Bob tension like continue through the rest of our day.
It's really important.
And so we always have this check-in where we hold hands and we go, baby sloths. And we like talk about.
Say it.
And I'm standing right next to them when it happens.
And you're like, these nerds.
And we have Coca and Mole.
Oh my gosh, there's this really cute baby. It was a baby sloth, right? Named Mole that didn't want to. It's a video. Everyone should look it up. Mole. It's this little baby sloth, and they were trying to get it to hold onto the tree, and they were like, "No, we want to stay with you." And they're like, "No, to the tree, to the tree."
They
And
were
he's
trying
like,
to get it to like acclimate to the being a wild sloth.
This is how you guys are keeping it together off stage. Thank you, Mole.
Yeah, and then the fans like crochet sweet little sloths for us, or send us sloth stickers, and like it's really special. They
Mole
care.
will never know.
Mole
will never know the impact.
Mole, if a sloth came and saw the show,
I would die.
I would cry.
Good friends, this is gutting me. I've got 9,000 more questions, but we're just simply out of time.
No, I hate
you
to
guys
say it.
are extraordinary. Congratulations on the show. It is amazing.
you.
Thank you for sharing all of this. This has been so rich and
you for
wonderful,
having
and I feel
us.
like we know things we never would have known
You know
before.
things now, many
the valuable things that I had in not doing more. But that's a different musical for different
Into the
episodes.
Woods.
Into the Woods, that's correct. And somebody just passed the 7,000 point.
Dan.
7,001. So make sure you tune in for our next episode featuring 3 of Broadway's brightest leading ladies, Mary-Kate Morrissey from Wicked, Sonia Balsara from Broadway's Aladdin, and Six Queen Storm Lever. Continued success with the show. Thank you for all the work and the heart that you're putting into it and the intention that you're putting into it. You guys, once again, are remarkable. And everyone go see The Outsiders as soon as you can get a ticket, which might take you a minute, but it is well worth it. So go out there, guys, and have a great show.
Thank you so much.